I like to do a lot of wardrobe analysis, and I thought today we could talk about 14 key style staples that my closet will never be without. I feel like this is a really good starting point if you're just starting to build up your capsule wardrobe, as actually all of these items work together harmoniously, and you'll be able to see in the cutaways how I've styled them all together, which I feel like this is kind of all I need. That's why they're my key staples. And I'm just going to dive right into it with the very first item, which is a base layer, a really good solid base layer. I personally tend to prefer singlets or tanks just because I live in a warmer climate, but a t-shirt, a long sleeved fitted top, something like that can form the groundwork for my outfit that I can build it around is such a must-have for me. I really like layering singlets like this in the summertime with a shirt over the top as well, but quite often I'll just wear them as is with a really nice pair of trousers or some tailored shorts, even just a denim short for a more casual vibe. I don't think you need to spend a lot on something like this either. These singlets are both reasonably affordable. This one I think is under $15, and I have done a whole video on the best basic t-shirts. It was a few years ago now, but I still stand by everything I said in that. I'm going to link it up in the cards if you'd like to go and have a watch. This video does include a paid for integration with Goelia, so I'm going to be sharing with you some new in pieces but that fit within these core categories that I have in my own closet. You'll know how much I love the brand at this point. I've added quite a few of their beautiful stylish staples to my wardrobe, and I found the quality has just been so beautiful. I think you can really see it through the screen as well, especially once I get onto the outerwear bits. They do currently have a buy more, save more offer. So you can actually get 25% off site-wide at any time using my code Jamie25. I have that on screen. But if you purchase 3 items or more, you can get 30% off your order. So a really great opportunity to save a little bit more, especially if you're planning on picking up a few different things. I will have all of the promo details and discount code down in the description box below, as well as a collection page with all of my favorite picks from Goelia. But the next item is actually something that I've got from there. There's 2 different options. So it is the full length trouser, and I've actually got 2 different trouser styles that I'm always going to have in my closet. So these beautiful ones from Goelia, they are in a black wool. I sized up in these because I wanted them to feel a little bit more relaxed and to be a bit more eased out. If you want them to feel a little bit more polished, sophisticated, then you might like to go with your usual size, but I'm wearing the 27. I'm usually a jean size 26. And they're really nice felted wool, like really thick, perfect for the winter time, and that's the sort of thing that I'll be reaching for on repeat when it is cold. I also really like to have some room in my wardrobe for a full length pant that is in a lighter weight fabric as well, something that is a little bit silkier. So this other style which is belted, very similar in terms of the cut, but the fabrication is completely different. Because this is a year-round staple for me, it is a must that I have it in more than one fabrication, and the Goelia ones obviously being great for my friends in the Northern Hemisphere because it is starting to get cool there, and you could easily layer some heat tech underneath if you lived in an especially cold climate. The next item that I will always have in my wardrobe is a cropped trouser. Personally, I like something that cinches in the waist and that is either really quite straight through the leg or tapers towards the ankle, and you'll be able to see the difference between the 2 styles that I have featured. Whether or not they are black or in another color does not bother me. As you can see, I've got a black pair and a kind of slate grey pair here, but the key details are that it does sit high up on the waist and it does cut off above the ankle, either just on the ankle bone or 1 finger width above the ankle, and that is kind of my key when it comes to the cropped pant. I have had a few questions about that, and if you want me to do a whole video on trouser lengths, then please let me know in the comments. I quite like this sort of style to wear with dainty sandals in the summertime, or alternatively with a sneaker. I find that that gap between the hem of the pant and also the sneakers actually looks really quite chic and flattering. Otherwise, I like to pair them with a little low block heel, my Vanelli 2-tone pumps, which will feature later in the video, being a must-have pairing. Next item I'll always have in my wardrobe is really good quality outerwear, and I mean a really beautiful, well-made coat and a luxurious fabrication. And this is one of the places that Goelia truly shines. I feel like their coat selection is just chef's kiss, and they have a range of kind of down jackets at the moment, but they've also got kind of wool and cashmere blends which feel really nice and soft on the hand, really quite plush. They also do 100% cashmere coats too if you have a much higher budget and really want to splurge on something very, very special. So remember, you can get 25% off or 30% off if you are buying 3 items or more. But the 2 coats that I have, I feel like these kind of lean in on the current fashion zeitgeist, that collarless style jacket, which I think is really nice if you don't want to have any bulk around your neckline, but also they fasten at the nape of the neck. So you can add extra warmth by throwing on a scarf, which this camel one actually comes with a scarf. It isn't attached, but I think if you always wanted the scarf to be attached, you could easily just add a couple of stitches to attach the scarf to the back of the coat. And that's actually something I'm considering doing, so I feel like that would just be really chic, especially just having it draped over the front when it isn't wrapped around your collar. I especially love the detail on this black one because it comes with this black leather tubular tie, so you can cinch it in at the waist, which I think just gives it a really nice shape. It feels a little bit Isabel Marant inspired, and I just think it's a fun way to play around with the silhouette and the proportions. These both have a bit of a swing style to them, which I like. It gives them the swishy movement, but also it's not going to be too form-fitting. I like the fact that they are a shorter jacket, so they fall just below the hip. Reason being that I live in Sydney and we have reasonably mild winters. So while I love my full-length coats, this is much more pragmatic for me because it means that I'm not going to overheat. But absolutely stunning. They both feel so unbelievably soft on the hand as well. So that is my next must-have in my wardrobe. Then it has to be the little black dress. And this could either be a mini or a maxi length style. So I have two here which are currently on high rotation in my wardrobe for spring and will be undoubtedly the same throughout summer. One being from Everlane. This is a really kind of more fitted slim style dress, which I actually think would be perfect for the office if you are petite. For me, it's just a little bit too short. Then we have this one here from Cezanne with the knotted detail at the front. I really like the fact that this has side slits, which, given that it is longer in length, it allows me to get a little bit of a breeze as I'm walking around. The Cezanne one does have some stretch to it, so if you want it to be more form-fitting, I would recommend going down a size, but they have some really beautiful colors in this. For me though, black is the one. Next staple I always have in my wardrobe are a great pair of jeans, and there's two silhouettes really that I tend to have on repeat a lot. So we've got the full length straight leg jean, something that isn't too wide through the leg and that just kind of covers the top of my foot. It's not grazing the ground, feels really comfortable to wear, and I quite like pairing this sort of thing with a slimmer top as well. I just think the proportions look really quite elegant and understated and very effortless. Then I also like to have a style that is cropped too for a slightly different silhouette. This one here is from Arket. It's kind of a replacement for my toe-tam jeans, which just don't quite fit the same, and also being 100% cotton, they've got no stretch. These ones do have some elastane in them, which makes them very, very comfortable to wear. And I like the fact that they have that straight leg, but they do taper in ever so slightly towards the ankle. Next style staple that is a must-have for me is high quality knitwear, and this is always going to be in natural fibers. So we have this beautiful cardigan here, which is a slimmer fit. This is from Goelia and it is 100% cashmere. Has these really lovely glossy buttons as well, which catch the light really brilliantly, and this is a really nice way to add in that slimmer proportion to your outfits. It also looks really elegant when worn with a full skirt, something that's got a lot of volume. You could imagine that then with a sparkly embellished heel. Just adore, and a great way to kind of dress up without feeling overly done up. Then the other style that I like to have is something that is a little bit chunkier, a little bit looser, a little bit more relaxed, that is really slouchy. And this one here is from Jenny Kane. It's a cotton cashmere blend. So this one doesn't feel anywhere near as soft as the Goelia one, but I like the fact that it doesn't read rigid when it's worn. It just has that really nice drapey fit. Then the next style staple that I'll always have is a really good midi skirt. And again, I've got two different variations. So first of all, we've got the slip skirt, something that is really slinky, that kind of has this elegance to it and really juxtaposes quite nicely against those super oversized chunky knit sweaters. I love to wear these, even just wear the singlet and some little strappy sandals in the summertime. And then on the other end of the spectrum, I like something that's got a little bit more structure to it, a little bit more heft. It feels weighty and robust. And I have this beautiful denim skirt, which is again from Goelia. And this has some really fun contrast stitching, which I think you should be able to see in the cutaways. I like that this particular style has an elasticated waist at the back. Now I did size up to a 27, but would recommend sticking with your usual size, as I find this sits a little bit lower than I would usually intend for something like this, and it's actually quite forgiving at the hips as well. But again, it has that really lovely length and it holds its shape so well. Works really nicely even with that cashmere cardigan that I showed you earlier. Great with a little camisole in the summertime, and can easily be dressed up for winter time with some boots, a great sweater, and of course your favorite coat. Blazers Blazers are again another style staple that I just love to have in my wardrobe, and there's two different types of silhouettes. We have the drapey blazer, something that is really nice and soft and kind of balances out those harsher lines in an outfit. It's not too sharp. And then we have something that does have a little bit more structure to it. It's a little bit more refined, tailored, the sort of thing that you would probably be more likely to wear to the office, whereas this more slouchy one is something that I find works really nicely in more of a casual setting as well, but it just adds in that element or level of sophistication that can bring up a casual outfit a little bit. Final clothing item before we move on to accessories, and that is a great pair of shorts. I like to have either a tailored short, something that is high rise, not too short, not too long either, sort of sits in the middle. And then I also like to have a denim short as well, something that is more of an A-line silhouette through the leg so that it has a really nice wide opening, because it's not going to cut in when you sit down. It's not comfortable for anybody. And again, I do like that high rise as well. You'll probably be quite familiar with both of these pieces if you've been following me for a while. And again, black being a staple, but then I also like to have them in white for both types of shorts, and then also I like a blue wash for my denim shorts too. Accessories really have this transformative power, and not just talking about shoes and bags, but also the belts that you choose, your jewelry, and things like scarves. So the kind of core accessory styles that I have outside of what we generally think of shoes and bags would be a really beautiful printed silk scarf. So this one is from Goelia, and what is great about this is that it can be worn as a scarf top. I would actually recommend using some double-sided tape just to ensure that it protects your modesty, but I wore this the other day and I just really love the way that it adds in this little element of print, and it feels really comfortable and cool to wear. You could also wear this as a headscarf. You could attach it to a handbag to accessorize it, or wrap it around the handle as well, almost like a twilly. I just think that there are so many different options. I have seen people also wearing these around the waist, almost like a belt, to add a little bit of print and also break up an outfit. And of course that brings me on to the other accessory, which is a great belt, and there's really only one that I'll ever recommend if you ever send me a message asking which one should you buy. It is this belt here from Anderson's with the square buckle. I have it in two colors, both in this dark chocolate brown croc leather, and then I've also got it in the black pink leather as well. It's just such a beautiful style. I find with belts, you buy once, buy well, and it will last you a really long time. I actually have belts which I've had in my closet for over a decade, so I think that really proves my point. There are two types of shoes I will always have in my wardrobe. The first being a chic ballerina, and I have quite a few of these just because they really do form the foundation of so many of my outfits. They add in this feminine ladylike touch, and also just are a great way to add in a smarter, more polished element as well. And you'll probably be able to pick all of my favorites, my Vanilla two-tone pumps being a really big one here. I still need to replace those. And then the other style being a strappy, dainty sandal. I have come to the realization that this is the most comfortable type of sandal for my feet. I have wider feet, I have a bunion, and I find anything with a really wide strap across the foot can often feel a little bit restrictive, or else they just wear down really quickly. Adding in this daintier style has been a wonderful discovery for me, and I've got a couple of pairs that I have on repeat and would really like to get a black pair as well for summer. Final thing I will always have in my wardrobe is a crossbody bag, and these are two of my absolute favorites, which are probably going to come as no surprise. My Tilly's Big Sis bag from Sabin, which is a really good alternative to the Celine Trio, and then of course my Acne Mini Masubi bag, and I will link a review to this down in the description box below in case you would like to go and have a read. The reason why I like these is they allow you to go hands-free, and they're really practical. They fit all my essentials and then a little bit more in case I need the extra space. So those are the wardrobe essentials that I will never be without my wardrobe, along with some new pieces from Goelia sprinkled in. Don't forget that I do have a discount code Jamie25 for 25% off. Alternatively, if you do add 3 or more items to your cart, you can get 30% off your order right now, but all that info will be down in the description box along with links to everything that I shared. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It really did feel like the kind of basis for a capsule wardrobe, a really nice little edit of items that are very easy to pair together. And you can see with this particularly minimal color palette that they all just work together so well, and that's when you know you've added the right items to your closet. Anyway, thanks again. Thank you to Goelia, and I will see you next time with a brand new video. See you soon. Bye.